concocted out of it. What they use, all natural, and what it is, it's a sweet.
Okay.
Sweet taste.
Just out of habit.
Now we can
I
look
would
at the
take
sun.
The needles off. Is that correct?
Well, there's a certain one.
You know, I like looking at the sunset from up there. But
I used to always walk to that little ridge there.
yeah, that's really good. I want to set up a camp there when I have enough time. If I'm going to be here for like a week, I'm going to just stay up there and go to sleep, watch the sun, and then go to sleep.
Oh, these.
But see, I didn't want to do that from there because when it's dark, I'd have to walk all the way down.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. Why bother? I mean, when you're all the way up there and you watch the sunset, you might as well stay.
This year's going to be.
You might have javelinas cuddling again.
I'm not afraid of animals.
Such a rain.
Are you
Javelinas,
kidding?
they can't see
It's going to be way late.
Michelle, the other one's not really bothered, but when Michelle's here, she doesn't like cockroaches. She's deathly afraid of them.
There's a lot in
The next
Florida.
3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. I used to kill 10 or 15 in a night. She'd like be screaming the whole time. I was like, don't worry, I'll get rid of it. There's so many. But no, I'm not afraid of anything. I'd rather have them around. I can deal with them.
They can eat you.
Eat me?
A javelina?
No, they ain't gonna eat me.
Well, I'm just saying.
Nothing's gonna eat me.
Can.
I feed them a rock in their mouth before they get anything out of me.
I've hit one with a boulder this big.
That's what I do.
I throw it, but he just goes like that, and then he goes
Shyla,
right on doing
over
what
in the
he's
Middle
doing.
East, they're bigger. And they go around with their babies. So we were in the olive grove, and it was just me and my daughter. She was 2 years old then. And they came out, and I was like, all right, now we gotta roar. Because they saw me a few other nights, and they were like, you know, just getting used to me being around them in the wilderness. And so she helped me. She's yelling at them, and she saw me. I throw a big rock, and they throw the other way. They know, like, don't come any closer. Don't mess around.
It's fruit that gets
But
so
that's,
it's all the sugars
I like
I shot one too.
that are being built up to the seeds.
I shot it
And
in
the
the
seeds are
dark,
protected
in the
in this
jugular.
jelly
How's that
kind of.
But then it was right behind the house,
see 'em out
and
the
there's
top.
like a
You see the
drop,
beautiful
and
flowers
then
that are
they
out
came
there.
rolling
You
down.
only get a couple.
after
And these
me.
women come out
And
there.
my
they
gun
song.
jammed, so I didn't like have a second
They
bullet.
go out there and
Oh
they
my
poke them
God.
things out. They pop them things out.
Wow.
They eat them.
All right, there's the
They're
little.
They're just like candy. It tastes great.
No kidding.
It is so sweet.
Oh, you hear that?
What is sweet?
They got edible food on these cactuses in the.
And the Serraros.
Yeah, so I was
Sorrows.
saying you could live
You gotta
off
show
the
me
desert
stuff.
You
if
can
had-
live. Yeah, that's what I'm teaching them. I was like, this plant right here. This is I forgot what kind of
How do you
cholla
prepare
plant.
Yeah.
This
Cholla?
is not a cholla. This is like in a class of a cholla. But when I was out there in
cactus.
out of Sakatone, I can't remember the name of the tribe out there. I think it's Gila, Salt River Gila.
Oh, up there? What
Yeah,
tribe?
Where was that in Sakatone?
Yeah, that's
They
Not the
they
Zuni.
made me a soup, like a stew, out of all the crowns that are off of there at this time of the year.
Yeah.
And it is the best, most nutritious soup you could ever
the
eat.
crowns, like the tips.
Those
every-
little tips right there. There's a flower that comes out of it. You go and you
There'll be a
collect
little
them
bulb
before
in
the flower.
underneath them.
Before it flowers, you put
Yeah.
them in a
In
stick.
fact, it was about this time of the year when I went down there. I did a delivery. I was delivering their kitchen equipment, and I was sent over there, and they cooked this. They had this big old feast for us, and their collections of different types of food that they naturally lived off of, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I learned about the jellies
Well,
and
your
the jams
hand
that they
is-
make out
Oh
of those.
yeah, the prickly pear jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we had prickly pear pie.
Just let me do
Oh,
it, 'cause your hand
nice.
needs to rest.
Fabulous. I
What
love
else?
the color of it too, because I want to make paint that color.
It looked like bananas. Believe it or not, it looked like bananas.
I'm talking about the dark red ones. It's like this gorgeous magenta color.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous.
What do you cook it with?
there's a
Just
lot
put
of-
them in and
I never asked. I wish I could have asked those ladies because I would have loved to know their recipe.
You don't know what was
to
put in there?
No, I
Is
did
it
not.
like-
You might be able to ask one of
Yeah.
the tribal members and see if they would be willing to. You got to be very respectful. if
They
the
don't
best
know
way
how
to
to tell you how to
approach
cook
a
it,
woman
yeah.
of that nature
Yeah.
is to bring them a gift and ask them, say, I understand you make a stew or a food out of this.
Yeah.
Will you be willing to share this with me?
Okay.
And you're in respect. You would bring
So
them
we'll
like
do
a
it that
pot
way.
or a pan or a blanket or something. Would you teach me something out of this? It's respect. And to any tribal.
And where are these people?
No, this is here down in Sakatone.
Oh, okay.
It's a different tribe.
Okay.
These are desert dwellers.
Oh, that's all.
Yes, I know about this because I lived in Phoenix for probably 8 years.
Yeah, these are not Apaches.
8 years is a long
Yeah,
time.
and I got introduced to Lakota. I got introduced to the Apaches, the Navajos,
You gotta watch out on the
Hopis.
edge here.
My roommate was Hopi.
Dug into that. Hopi, yeah, and they live in the middle of the Navajo area.
Yeah, they were
the
put there
Hopis.
purposely by the government.
What's the deal with the Hopis? What do they specialize in? Because
They're
I know the
bubbles.
prophecy.
Bubbles? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're strong people.
They're strong.
You wouldn't believe how strong. I mean, they don't look like it, but they're strong-willed people because they were put through a lot of tests. They were the ones that drove off the conquistadors.
Oh, they fought them in the beginning.
They fought them off. They were,
The Spanish couldn't
just
conquer them.
cannot conquer them
That's
because
good.
they were sitting up on top of cliffs.
Oh, they had the high ground.
They had the high ground. There was
Oh,
no way they
forget
could
about
be able to.
Not with horses and swords and lances. They could hold them down. They probably had arrows and stuff.
They used
They could
rocks. They used anything that they could throw down on them.
Outmaneuver them.
They threw anything down on them. Yeah.
Yeah, they knew the territory.
That's
From
true. If
running
you
around
have
in
a
the rocks.
musket that shoots up, but then a rock that throws down, who's got the advantage?
That's more for us. Especially when you can't see them, between the rocks.
You
that
can't
there's
get any
something
gravity.
going
It
on.
can't
Yeah.
go that high. Those things didn't shoot that far like
You
that.
gotta
Those
think-
got maybe 50 feet, maybe.
They
You
were
could throw a rock
already
down 100
there.
feet.
Guys coming in trying to shoot at you. Just pick up big rock. There he is, trying to shoot at it. Throw it.
That's throw a rock. More or
They
less,
can
they
run
throw
away.
a spear. They could throw a spear down there. You wouldn't even know what direction it came from.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
then-
couldn't even see.
now-
Yeah, because it makes
now,
no
I'll tell
noise.
you
There's no
another
noise.
thing.
It's like silent. Like all of a sudden it's not there.
I'll show you a lance.
That's the way with arrows too.
I'll show you a lance.
Arrows, you don't know
A
where they're
lance.
coming from.
Yeah,
You don't even know. You don't see them. All of a sudden, between the rocks, they come out.
yeah.
You give me a piece of string.
Silent.
Give me a piece of string, and I'll show you how to.
You know
build
the
a lance.
advantage. The advantage of that kind of
It's
protection
like, give me a piece
is
of
that it's
string, I'll show
silent.
you something.
With the other guys that were coming in with the noisy guns,
Oh,
you
yeah.
automatically know where they
were
are. You
very
can't
clumsy.
hide. Can't hide.
Totally clumsy.
That's amazing, though.
I want to show you a very ancient. I'll show you a very ancient tool, and it was used in David and Goliath.
Is it a slingshot type of thing?
It was a
Or like
slingshot.
no, you
It's
take
not
it
a
like
lance.
this. There was a thing that they held, and it was this, and you spin it, and then like let the rock go.
Let the rock go.
Just slings it.
Slingshot.
The old style slingshot.
You know
Yeah,
what a
they used
lance
to
is,
use.
right?
Oh, yeah,
Lance,
you
of
get it.
course,
That was
yeah.
the way they.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to show them.
Yeah, you
that,
can.
you
That,
know, you just
Dan
take a
Birds
piece
would
of
have done
string.
something like that.
You
Throw,
take a
whip
piece of
that
string
like 200 miles per
you
hour.
build a-
And the way you flick your
Add
wrist,
it,
it pops
and
the rock.
attach it.
Yeah,
out.
you can hit a target with it. 200 mile per hour fastball right to the forehead.
Those were athletes back then. Those were real athletes. Those
Yeah,
were real
you
athletes.
train with that, and then you face it somebody. Okay, yeah.
Accelerates.
You know you can pick up a
Slaying
rock.
Goliath, didn't he?
5 times faster.
Slaying Goliath like that.
Yeah.
He knocked
Yeah.
out Goliath.
Just knocked him right,
And
knocked him right out.
yes.
Big
And I
guy.
was talking about the
One
Hopis, how
good
they were
hit.
driving out the conquistadors and how they won the
But,
battle over
you
the
know,
conquistadors.
They use
That's
that
so you
kind of
know
sling?
we don't have to
That's what
have
they
a lot of
use.
weapons as
They
long
used
as
to
we're
use it in a rabbit hunt.
we're positioned well.
through,
If
axle
something
attack.
happens, all you got to do is go back to the basics and
Yeah, I
defend.
can imagine.
Defend
Last
that
time
way.
around, that's-
Who needs nuclear weapons when you can do that?
This is momentous. You have no idea. We're connecting east and west.
Is that?
The east and the west, yeah.
Very cool.
Are you guys? You're west?
I've got to find
I'm
out
more
who my
east.
friend is. This is so
Well, he's
weird.
also from New
South.
York, but
Are you south?
Oh, Glenda.
You're west.
Glenda.
I'm-
Linda was from
West,
Well, I
actually
was
from
in
the
California,
Northeast.
but I
Oh,
come from.
I'm
Nice,
basically I'm Midwest.
You know much
I'm
about the
east and
Northeast?
west. We're
Chicago.
east, west, kind of
Chicago.
ending up here and going south. But I see Tucson as our main area to still do business the American way
I forgot what
with the arts. Because we're really intending to build up down by the Mayan temples for our southern location.
Really?
Yeah,
Something,
Mayan.
something to build it.
Mayan
You know,
stuff.
we rent. Hey,
And,
baby. Wendy. Wendy. Who was that guy that we met the other day that was from Mayan? We met a actual.
yeah, so do I. I met a Mayan, and Randers has took me, and I know
he
the
lives in our
Aztecs
area,
now.
so.
The Aztec. Yeah, they're spread out, but when
Yeah,
we
but they're
do
beautiful
this,
people. You wouldn't even tell. I mean, you would think he's
the festival
different.
is tentatively a 2012 Mystery Fest.
Oh, cool.
So with the 2012 in it, we're getting ready for a bigger event in 2012. So we're starting it now, 2010. 2011 will be one, and then 2012. So there's three big events we're putting on consecutively.
The main thing, and I've
Build up.
seen this thing happening more and more, is that the last frequencies are occurring. My cousin had called me 2 days ago and said that they had a 3.4 earthquake in Chicago.
Where exactly is Chicago? We're not lost.
3.4. That's the Mandarin Fault, and the Mandarin Fault doesn't really.
That's showing something's going on.
Yeah, and that's all the way.
So-
That's the Arcadia fault line.
The Earth doesn't like something.
It doesn't take lightly, because that's the two plates between the east and the west.
This is, you know why this is? I'll tell you why.
Because you look at Haiti, and the one that was before that.
Humboldt County, California, just had 2 tremors in a row, 6.9 and a 5.9,
When was that?
a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, well, I know about it. Right
Now
after
that was there, and then it went vibrated all the way through the continent and hit Haiti.
But it
That
wasn't
was like a
vibration, no,
7.
What it's doing is okay.
And it rippled back, and so it disturbed underneath Chicago. Because if you draw a straight line, that vibration, you got to cut the Earth into cross sections. That section is like the epicenter of the vibration back, so it triggered something underneath. I bet you
I was gonna say,
Missouri.
you know if you're spinning like a spin cycle on a washer.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to open up the lid, it slows down, right?
When you open the lid,
Okay. And then what happens to all the center? It goes together. Okay. The world's spinning. And then all of a sudden, if it slows down to a point, what happens? It goes inward.
Well, theoretically,
spin cycle?
well, theoretically, the outer part is actually spinning faster
Correct.
than because it has to catch up.
All right. What happens if it just decided to say, okay, I back off a little bit. So when it backs off, it opens up doorways like earthquakes.
yeah,
volcanoes.
yeah. You're
How
right.
does it
You're
back
right.
off? How is this?
You're right.
Take
It's
a look at
not
that theory.
solid.
Take a look at that theory.
You're right. It's not solid. It's like a lot of wet clothing
Yes.
in there, rotating around the
We're-
center,
We're in the shell, the
tumbling
outer
around
shell,
inside
okay?
of there.
Oh, I like that theory. I like that.
It's
I like
no,
that.
it's a really good
Yeah.
model. That's
do you think
that's,
about that,
that's
Randall?
close to what's going on.
What do you think about that, Randall? What?
Yeah, that's
The
scientifically
Earth-
plausible.
Figuring out how what earthquakes is like a washing machine. When it stops, it kind of rumbles. So
Everything
there's
on the
things
inside,
there's
from the
loose things in there
outside,
that
goes
causing-
They're
inward.
different shells that spin
Now
on,
take,
on,
for
on each other.
example, the Earth is just a crust outer shell on the outside. What if Earth just slowed down and backed off a little bit, and you find yourself in open doorways with earthquakes and volcanoes?
And maybe even the evacuation of the atmosphere. If it's
Well,
going to
that's
stop
what the-
long enough, it'll just evaporate.
It's like a burp. It's like you take your breath.
No, it might be instantly 400
What
degrees
happens?
below zero.
When the sunspots occur,
We don't know. We'll find out soon.
all of a sudden we had this.
Well,
no
the sunspots.
sunspots for a period of 2 to 3 months. These are natural occurrences
There's a 12-year cycle for
in
sunspots.
certain cycles, and
It's
there's
a
a
12-year
32-year, 38-year pattern that's going on right now. And right now we're into a there was wet, dry, wet. So there's something that's going on through these events.
Oh yeah, around here when
Now you also add in the fact of what's occurring on the outside of the crust of the Earth.
You know, on the
My
inside.
theory of 2012 is we're not going to be standing here. We're going to be slingshotted up
Did
there.
you shoot our little Indian sweat there?
No, I didn't shoot it.
There's nothing we can do about it.
So
It's a real Indian sweat.
idea.
We're that
You're gonna create. You're gonna.
Those wings fast.
But I said, you know what? It's going to happen so quick we wouldn't even know it.
You'll be like the slingshot moonshot.
Yeah, it's going to happen so
Where you
quick
gonna
we
go?
don't even know it.
So when's
Everything
tomorrow
that
supposed to be?
exists,
To pieces.
Pretty soon, we're gonna get everybody together.
Within the
it's
next
going to
few
happen
months.
so fast.
I'll help them to
We didn't even know.
focalize the
We
energy.
didn't have time
Did you
to
want?
think.
Is it in the cards
think
for
about
me
it
to
now,
possibly
but
come
it's
back
just
here,
there.
or I shouldn't be thinking along
That's
those
just my
lines?
thought on it. It's bizarre,
gotta
but
bring
you
back
know what?
something.
Look how relative it is.
I mean,
Shawnee's possibly coming in. Michelle's
Don't
coming
worry
in
about
tomorrow.
it. Don't worry about anybody else. When I
that's
get
not
there
the
and move
vision
those
that I
pieces
had.
into place,
I don't have
I've
that
had
you,
vision at all.
Okay,
I've had
I
these
want
visions.
you. I want
The
to.
thing
We're
about
gonna decide where to
9/11,
place you.
I had
You
it
need to
before
come
it
back
occurred.
with people and money.
You know,
I think
3
we have.
days,
I
3
think we
days
have.
before it happened.
I think we have the power to
Because
create
otherwise,
our
you're
reality.
just sitting around.
And I
I've
think,
had many occurs.
and I think,
It's easy.
I think
Just at least find out.
I agree.
Put your ass up.
I'm going to work towards creating a different reality for myself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all this stuff, and we just kind of keep doing what we're doing. Like, we have some people that think we're going to get beamed up by aliens, and
I'd rather be picked up by aliens than I won't
I'm
be able
not-
to live in this old
I'm not counting on it.
What if they're fundamentalist Christian aliens?
It's what?
What if they're fundamentalist Christian aliens?
If they are, I'm just going to show them this.
Well,
This is my
as
ticket on the
Jesus
road.
taught us to be peace within ourselves.
Jesus taught us
within
to wear our crosses for identification.
She couldn't believe it. I pulled this card out for the 3rd time. Every
Which
single
card, tarot?
card was grace. 3 times now I've picked it out. Just
What,
you know,
what
she gives
deck?
me these cards. I don't know what the cards are.
Oh, she's got.
The angel cards or whatever it was. It was like, okay, pick this card. 3 times I picked it, and it's always been grace.
It's always been what?
Grace.
Graced?
Grace. what is
I think all the angel cards are. That's what the angel cards are. No, there's no damned angel card.
you know, the principle of